this thing started. But before we do, just need to make sure you guys can hear me and see me well. Go ahead, drop a one in the chat, man. If my audio's good, man. Drop an audio for you. Drop a one in the chat if the audio's okay, man. If you can hear me and see me, man. I'm supposed to go live on Saturday and Sunday, man. Mess around and got kidnapped for my birthday, man. So I'm back, man. I'm back like I never left, man. Type some ones in that chat. My audio is good as I get the other platforms on here too, so we can get this thing going. Jose Lopez says one. What up, Jose? What's cracking, man? What's going well? We got Black Man. Guess who's back? Greetings. What's happening, Black Man? Welcome to the chat, man. So happy to have you, man. We got Praj Wow Savi. Praj Wow, what up? What's good, Prash? You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the live Q&A, man. You know, who else we got in the building, man? We got Tony Scorpio. Okay. Young Tony, what up? What's happening, man? Who else we got in the building, man? Type one if y'all can hear me and see me, man. If my audio's good. Getting these other platforms on here. Also about to give you guys access to one of my free guides. I'm just looking for the right button. We got Praj Wild Savi says, man, you look good. Hey, man, I appreciate that. appreciate the kind words, man. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you have impeccable taste. Thank you very much. A lot of people would agree with that. Jose Lopez, nothing much, just chilling at home and my knee doesn't hurt. Hey, man, shout out to you, man, for not having fucked up knees, man. That's great. Black Man says, tips to safely pick up the soap. You just make sure that the environment in which you're picking up the soap is a soap friendly environment, man. You know, I don't know environments where it's not safe to pick up the soap unless you're talking about prison or something. Um, right? In which case I'm not an expert on that. I've never been to prison before. Um, guys, type in the chat where y'all from, man. Who we got in the building, man? Let me know while I get TT on here. TT, what up? TT, what up? Hold on. Yeah, that didn't work. Okay. Who we got? We got God Generator Operator Destroyer. Okay. Uh as street, I have no idea what the fuck that means, man, but I'm glad you dropped that in the chat for us to observe. You know, where y'all from, man? Type in the chat, man. What rep your city, man? Who we got in the building, man? We got what's the best yogurt for your gut? Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is the best gut for the best yogurt for your gut, man. It's a natural probiotic. Uh, it's a great source of protein. Not to mention, it's actually pretty good. You know, if you get the right brand. I'm a fan of like companies like Oikos. Chobani has a good one. Siggy's is pretty good too. Thin Line is in the building. What up, Thin Line? Magic Teacher says Mexico City in the house. G, what up, Mexico City? What's happening? What's popping, man? Um, my man Sham, fifth. What's that? Sham 14 says shout out to Dixon Cider. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that means. Thin Line says I love your content, changed my life. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the support and the love. Glad that I could provide some value to you. Praj Wal Savi says, I'm in my 20s, but I'm losing a lot of hair and my hair is graying. Any tips? Sorry, man. I ain't got no tips for the hair. Obviously, I gave up on the game, right? I popped the top a long time ago. If you are losing hair though, like going bald is actually pretty cool if you can. If you can't grow a beard, it kind of looks a little weird on some people's heads. Um, you know, I would say just shave it. You know what I'm saying? Just get rid of it. And the graying part, Man, I think that's really genetic. Like I had a homie who, we went to high school together, and we both, kind of reunited, I guess you could say, after high school. And I noticed that like in my 20s, like I ain't got no gray hair. He had a bunch of gray hair. And it was just one of those things where stress and genetics fucked his whole shit up. So I don't know if you can really do too much about the gray, man. Maybe you can dye your hair. I know some people dye their hair. You can do that. DM says I got a big old belly. Do you want to change that? Right? If you want to change that, man, I got a free fat loss course. It's called the Big Belly Blaster. It's my top secrets on how to lose fat muscle without giving up your favorite foods, man. You can get access to that free course in the link in my bio. You guys got access to it on YouTube right there. And if you guys need some tips right now to lose your big ass belly, I can do a make your macros session. If you want me to tell you how many macros, what your calorie total should be for your goals, just type your age, height, weight, and your goal in the chat, and I'll hook you up with your macros. Yo, look like a 2K sports analysis. That's a new one. I take it as a compliment, man. Thank you very much. So I grew a beard. That's what's up, man. Welcome to the gang. Welcome to the beard gang. Future Embassy. Fart as loud as you can. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm okay. I appreciate the offer though. Sam Rat says hi. Sam Rat, what up? Priyashu says something about farting. Nah, we ain't doing that, family. I appreciate y'all coming through though. Kirkaz says mission accomplished. Welcome to the chat, Kirkaz. Spider-Man is in the chat. What up, Spidey? Salah says love your videos, very helpful. I appreciate the love, man. I'm glad that those are valuable, man. That's why I put them out. How can you get rid of beard patches? Man, it's partly genetic too, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a correlation with like your ability to grow a beard with like testosterone levels. So one thing I guess did kind of help me is, I was lifting weights when I was growing my beard. I was, building muscle, eating protein and a lot of egg yolks. So I guess that could help. But a big piece of it is genetic, bro. Like I know guys who, did some of the same habits that I did and they don't have a beard. So one part genetic, one part like, optimizing testosterone. I will say this too. A lot of guys that I knew who were attempting to grow beards the same time I was, they would use beard oil, right, to like get like their beard moisturized because you have to moisturize the hair follicles for your body to be able to like grow hair there. I never use that. I always use leave-in conditioner. I've never used beard oil in my life. I always use leave-in conditioner. Edward King, I love your videos, inspire me to want to be a personal trainer and nutrition coach. It's a great profession, man. A lot of people need help. I love the fact that I get to help people in an area like that. So if you need any tips, let me know. Hot team, why are these people in the chat keep talking about your fart? I have no idea, man. I tend to not focus on a lot of bullshit, man. It keeps my stress levels down. Be patient also. I never grew one until almost 30, and now I'm rocking the big one. Yeah, my man's Jermaine says, yo, just be patient, man. You can just grow a beard naturally if you just take time. Let your genetics run their course, man, and let time do his thing. The Crypto King, is it for religious purposes? Nah, I don't have a beard for religious purposes, man. It just matches my face. It just matches my face. You know what I'm saying? Wayne, hey man, appreciate the follow, Wayne. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the channel. Jesus calls you says, when is Good Friday? Friday. Is it on Friday? I think it is on a Friday. I don't know which Friday, but you probably know. What's your opinion on 18-6 fasting with 500 calorie deficit weight loss? If you can maintain strength, energy, performance, satiety with that, I don't see why not. Right? I don't see why not. Are buffalo wings keeping me big as hell? Probably, right? I mean, buffalo wings are not the most macro friendly item. You know, they got some protein, but it's a lot of fats. Depending on what you put, you know, in that sauce, the buffalo sauce might have some carbs in it, a lot of salt. Um, you know, yes, it's harder to stay in a deficit with some motherfucking wings, man. So it might be keeping your stomach big, but really, like your whole day worth of nutrition is what's gonna keep you big as hell, not just the buffalo wings. Just started my journey, started counting calories and macros and being more active. Your videos help. Hey man, let's clap it up for Landon. Hey man, welcome to the lifestyle, man. You are living the lifestyle of somebody who's in shape because you're making decisions like a fit person. You know, a fat person wouldn't be active, wouldn't give a fuck what they eat. They just do shit, right? A fit person does track what they eat, right? And is more conscientious of, you know, the amount of activity they do in a day. So congratulations. What would be an ideal carb intake for the day? Depends on the person. If you give me your stats, I could tell you your carb intake. I just need your age, height, weight, and your fitness goal, and I tell you. How much fiber should I get every meal? 6 to 8 ounces. Good. Fiber ounces? Why are you counting fiber in ounces? Most people count fiber in grams, right? Meaning like the grams per food item. So if you get, for example, let's say you get a slice of bread that has 2 grams of carbs, right? I'm sorry. Let's say you get a slice of bread that has 2 grams of fiber, right? You're not going to weigh out the bread. You're going to track the bread per how many slices of bread you got. And then that's going to tell you how many fiber grams you get for that day. So I think you should get 20 to 30 grams of fiber a day. Uh, 15 grams per 1,000 calories. I would say that's a good estimate. How many grams of fat per day do you suggest? I try to stay around 1,800. I would need again your stats. If you give me your age, height, weight, and your goal, I can tell you what your macros should be. Cam F. Cali is 48 years of age. All right, man. Let's do it. So 48, you're a man, I think. Yep, 5'6", 170. Hey, Cam, are you a Cam F. Cali? You a man, right? 5'6", 170. Cause that's one stat. Yeah, you a guy. All right, cool. So yeah, man, your macros should be based off your BMR. Your BMR is 1,500, right? So if you wanted to lose fat, you would have to lose, like, basically come under that, right? I teach my clients to just take maybe like 200 to 500 calories from that. So let's say you took 200 from 1,500, that's 1,300 calories a day, right? At 1,300, you know, per those stats. Hold on one second. My screen is loading. Give me a second. Cam Cali. Guys, if this is helpful so far, man, just give me a thumbs up in the chat while I load up Cam's info. Killer Cam. Every time I hear the name Cam, I think of Cameron, the rapper. All right. So the stats that I would recommend based off this is, so 1,300 calories will put you in the deficit, right? So you eat that every day with 100 grams of carbs, 130 grams of protein, and 40 grams of fat every day. Cam, you're gonna get lean as fuck, right? Just come shout me out, you know, in the next month when you lose your first 8 to 12 pounds. Make sure you're drinking a gallon of water every day too. All right, all right. We got some more people putting their stats in here. Okay. So I'm a male, 60, 5'8", 164 at 9.2% body fat. Want to get to 8.5. God damn, John, you lean, man. Why you trying to get to 8% body fat? You know, what do you got to prove, man? you, you 60 years old and 9% body fat? That's ridiculous. Congrats on that. Yeah, I just want to know what your why are you aiming for 8% body fat? I could do your macros for you, but I want to know. Let me know before I do it. How many meals a day to stay lean? Doesn't matter. It's about total calories in a day. Thin line. Okay, we can do thin line. Thin line is 5'9". Thin line is a guy for sure. And 37 years of age and 185 pounds. So, hold up. Hold up. All right, so thin line, your BMR, the amount of calories your body burns at rest, is 1,800. So to be in a deficit, you just come down a few hundred calories. I would say 200 is good. So that would put you at 1,600 as a goal, right? Your protein goal, I would prescribe you 160 grams, 120 grams of carbs a day, and 50 grams of fat. You do that every day, man, you're gonna get lean as hell. Uh, yeah, yeah. Black man says I'm 4'1" and 67 years old. I think that's cap. I think you made that shit up. How are you, man? I'm 5'5", 38, 200 pounds down. 200 down from 225. That's what's up. Congratulations. Ricky says, but retain muscle. I think you're giving me stats because you want to retain muscle. Oh, you gave me your macro stats above. Okay. So 26, Ricky is a man, 5'9", 13% body fat. Man, you want to hit 10? All right. You guys are ambitious, man. I got some ambitious followers, man. This motherfucker at 13, so I want to get to 10. All right. So 1,700 calories is your BMR. So to put you in a deficit, I would just say go 200 calories less than that. So come down to 1,500 as your target, and then at the 1,500, get 150 grams of protein, 110 grams of carbs, 50 grams of fat every day, and you at least get a gallon of water every day. You're gonna get lean as hell, man. Now here's the thing. As I wipe my beard from the water, you probably only gonna lose maybe a good 5 pounds or so in a month because you pretty lean already, but you'll get there. About to put it in my fitness pal. Hey, that's what's up, man. Glad I could help. Is your name actually Judy? Big Booty Judy's in the chat. What up? What up? Big Booty Judy. Should I do cardio before weights? If your goal is to have skinny ass flabby body, right? If you want to lose muscle, or if you're training for like a marathon and you don't care about muscle or definition or any of that, yes, do your cardio before your weights. If you do care about getting lean, muscular, building your metabolism, losing fat, keeping it off, I would recommend doing your weights first. Uh, Ricky says that's all I need. I dropped from 350 pounds down to 230. Hey man, let's clap it up for Ricky, man. Lost a bunch of fucking weight, man. Jay just followed the live creator. I appreciate that, Jay. Welcome to the family. Chris Roselle, is 3 to 4 months lean bulk and then cut effective? Possibly. It depends on, I would say, how consistently you're hitting progressive overload on your lifts. You have to look at it from the perspective of math, right? Your body responds to mechanical tension from training. So there's 5 ways to encourage muscle growth and tension on the muscles. One is volume, two is frequency, three is training intensity, right? Perceived intensity. Four is tempo, right? The speed in which you do your reps. And then five is the rest periods that you incur. So, like, you got to look at those metrics and phase them in, in appropriate times to ensure that you are actually making progressions with your lifts. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that in 3 to 4 months, right? You don't need a whole like season. Like people be doing like bulking for like a year. I think that shit's crazy. So I think you should be able to do it in 3 to 4 months, man. What's your opinion on the bariatric surgery? I've coached a lot of clients that have had bariatric There's pros and cons to it, just like anything. You'll lose a lot of weight very quickly, but you won't lose it in the most healthy way. And that's because you're not really one correcting the habits that got you fat, right? You're just cutting a portion of your stomach so you don't overeat. But that doesn't make you better with food. That just limits your ability to do it, which in some instances it saves some people from themselves, right? They're not mentally strong enough to just say, nah, I'm not gonna eat like a fucking fat ass, right? So it kind of is helpful in that regard, but also to understand you'll still have to change the habits to keep the weight off. A lot of my bariatric clients, in fact, I would say most of them, have a ton of loose skin because they lost so much muscle when they lost the weight that they be out here looking like Zoidberg from Futurama, right? Zoidberg got that sloppy body. His stomach looked like a stack of pancakes. That's how a lot of bariatric patients end up looking, unfortunately. And that's why they end up hiring guys like me to say, all right, man, I want to put on some muscle and I want to tone. But at that point, some of the damage has already been done. So I would say if you can talk to, a doctor about the possible implications of like ensuring that you maintain healthy amounts of protein so that you can maintain your muscle, I would say strength train the whole time. And then, understand that that's not the only way to lose a massive amount of weight. Like I got a client that I helped lose 130 pounds, and he ain't got no loose skin. That motherfucker look like a bodybuilder. He look like an action figure now. If you want to hear his story, just go check it out. It's on my YouTube channel. Should I consume carbs after a workout? You can. It's about your whole day's nutrition. Like you can consume carbs after your workout, or not consume carbs until later in the day, or consume it before. It's about the time in which you have things. Yeah. Oh yeah. I see somebody wants to get kicked out of my YouTube. All right. For sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Tips on how to lose a gut, bro. Calorie deficit is the best tip I got for you. Burn more calories than you consume. How many carbs a day should I be eating? I'm 190. I want to put on muscle while staying lean. If you give me your stats, your age, height, weight, and your goal, I can tell you your macros. My man, chores of time. Let's get it. 44 years of age. Okay, let's get it. Um, and you are 225.8. Okay, 225.8. All right, so if you wanna, I guess you wanna lose some fat, chores. So your stats tell me that your BMR is about 1900. So then if you want to lose some fat, you just go maybe 200 calories less than that. 1700 calories will be your target, chores. That'll put you at 170 grams of protein a day, 120 grams of carbs, 55 grams of fat a day. And yeah, man, you're gonna lose all kinds of fat. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you're lifting weights, make sure you're drinking a gallon of water. It'll help if you get like 20 to 30 grams of fiber, like my man over here, George, was asking about. 225.8 keeping you obese as hell. Well, not forever, right? Not that much longer. We about to change that. What's the best protein powder for the Ninja Creamy? I've never had a Ninja Creamy, Nick. I don't even know like what that shit even is about. I think you just make ice cream with that shit, right? I ain't never used one before, bro. Back when I was still cooking meals for myself before I started hiring like a meal prep company, Ninja Creamy, air fryer, right? All this new shit y'all got access to, that didn't even exist. It didn't even fucking exist. Hi, sir. I'm from Indonesia. What up, Kev? Welcome, man. Welcome to the chat. Happy Hunter says, I like your bluntness. I appreciate the support, man. I'm glad I can add some value. My man says, I think goblet squats and bar squats are the same, but I think goblet squats are easier for beginners. Now, goblet squats are like really great for beginners for sure. But barbell squats are superior for strength gains, muscle gains, caloric burn, across the list, everything, because it incorporates more muscle fibers. The goblet squat is really front loaded, right? Because you're gonna hold the dumbbell in front of you, right? And that's gonna really brace your core a little bit more. Obviously, the bar squat most of the times is on your back. If we're talking about a traditional back squat, that's gonna utilize more of the muscles in the back, and you know, obviously the hips, the glutes a little bit more too, because it's loaded towards your back. Chores gave me a pumpkin. I appreciate that, man. Can I use a plate to angle my feet up on barbell like the goblet? Um, so when you use plates to, I guess you're talking about angle your feet. Is that what you meant by angle? You're doing it with a specific intent based off where you place the plate. So if the plate is underneath your heel, that your heels, and when you have elevated heels, that gives you more ankle mobility, so you'll be able to squat deeper, right? You'll be able to get real deep with your squats, right? You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all like to go deep, me too, right? The other thing is if you put the plate underneath your toes, right? Underneath your toes gives you more hip mobility, right? Gives you more hip engagement. And in that instance, I would say that that's for hip hinge movements like deadlifts, good mornings, things like that. Hey, if that was helpful information, just give me a thumbs up in the chat, guys. Drink enough water, get good at sleep. Hey, Goose Man is dropping some nuggets for y'all on YouTube, man. Y'all better listen to him. And if you want more tips on how to lose fat, build muscle, and correct the habits so that you create a new lifestyle for yourself, just go get that free course, man. Go get a copy of that free course, man. It's loaded with a ton of helpful stuff that I've learned over the past 10 years. Gary just followed, man. Hey, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Hey Corey, your YouTube shorts are amazing. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. What are the best protein powders in terms of taste? The best tasting protein powders are probably any of the protein powders by Synthesix. Synthesix has amazing taste. It does come with a price though. The calories are really high in those, so I don't ever recommend that for people who are cutting, right? Because you're gonna eat into a lot of your carbs and fats for the sake of some fucking flavor. But if you want some good flavor, like you want a treat, like my man's got the Ninja Creamy. If you want to make like an ice cream out of protein powder, Synthesix. They got some gourmet quality protein shakes, you know, and they partner with companies like Cold Stone to make their flavors. So it really feeds into that whole ice cream ideology because their flavors are made by a company that makes ice cream. Best foods when a 1300 aggressive cut, real food, whole food, you know, protein and vegetables primarily, you know. But yeah, like food that's real, that's not processed, like a bunch of high, um, high volume stuff, lean proteins, green veggies. Like you can have that in abundance and be full at 1300 calories. What's the best and safest workout? Strength training. Strength training is the best workout. It's the safest. It's the best for you. Creamy is a wild pause. I would agree with that. That is a wild pause. Ghosty AR says, "Hey dude, what's your opinion on Cliff Builders bars based on weight loss and ab chiseling?" I would say it's probably not the best for weight loss. It's a lot of calories in that bar, man. That shit got like it's got 20 grams of protein, yeah, but I think it's like I don't know that. Let me actually look at the macros right now. I think it's like 300 or 400 calories in those, man. I mean, that's like a whole meal. So I mean, it's like a meal replacement, yeah, but I mean, you could do better like fucking just eating that in like an actual meal. You get more satiety and better nutrients. Let's see. So one Cliff Builders bar is 300 calories. Yeah, man. For cutting, nah, this ain't that shit. Pre-workout, Get you a pre-workout that has caffeine, beta-alanine, L-citrulline, and creatine in it. Like those are the big four for pre-workout. I ate those a student, but hit my tummy hard. Yeah, you probably got a big ass belly after eating it over and over. So vegetables and protein. So vegetables, protein, and a protein shake. I don't know what you asking me, bro. You gotta give me more clarity on that one. People say chicken breast is boring. Just season it well and get a flavorful protein source like salmon and steak that fits your macros. I would agree with that. The people that say chicken is boring is it's not the chicken is boring. You're just boring. You don't know how to fucking flavor your foods, right? You don't know how to season it up. You're probably not that good at cooking, right? So you need to just like either learn that skill, like get somebody who around you knows how to season up foods to help you season it, right? Or just put some sauce on it, man. Use like some sugar free. Sweet Baby Ray's got a sugar free sauce now. G Hughes is a good sauce brand. Primal Chicken got a bunch of low calorie shit. You know what I'm saying? Nickname says, "Are you Love and Light TV?" I don't know who that is. Shout out to Love and Light coming through. Treat your chicken like you would treat your child. You could tenderize them if you want to. What? Brandy says, "I love watching you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Brandy. Thank you for the support. I'm glad I could help. I lost 15 pounds with you, and Sunday, oh, yeah, that's gone. That's gone. What stats do I give you for the calorie deficit I should be at? Give me your age, height, weight, and gender, and I'll break it down. 19 years old. I can't do your macros if you're 19, man. I'm sorry. John the Chief, burger after a workout to replenish your energy. You could. You could. Again, it depends on your total macros for the day, but you could. Like, you could get you like a 6 or 8 ounce burger. Maybe skip the bread if you're cutting to lose fat. If you got some extra calories to spare, you're looking to build muscle, maybe throw the bread on there, right? My man said, okay, so he's 29, 74 kgs. You gotta convert that, man, to imperial, man. I'm sorry, I'm from America, bro. Eli says 48, okay, 190, uh, and you're 6'2". All right. And you're 15, you want to get to 12? Man, you already pretty lean, man. You guys are like really ambitious today. Like some of you guys, man, are like coming to me with some really low body fat. You asking like how to get lower. Look, 1,800 calories is your BMR. A deficit would be a good like 1,600 for you. So 1,600 calories, Eli. You do that at 160 grams of protein a day, 120 carb, 50 grams of fat. You're gonna lose all kinds of fat, man. You'll be able to get there by Christmas. Just stay locked in. Unc, you agree that your PP won't work after 12% body fat? No, I don't agree with that. Parrish Bradley is 6'2", 340, 56. Damn, Parrish, you big as hell. We're gonna help Parrish out. Parrish is in the big as hell club. Pretty much anybody over, I'm glad you're here, man. Any woman over 200 pounds, also big as hell, right? All right, Parrish, your BMR 2,400. So what we do for you, since you're over 300, we go a little bit more aggressive on the deficit. Maybe bring you down to 2,000, right? Go for an aggressive deficit because you got a stomach that has calories that you haven't burned, so you don't need to put as many calories in. 2,000 calories a day, I think is a good start for you. You do that at 200 grams of protein, 150 grams of carbs, 60 grams of fat. You do that at least a gallon and a half every day, Parrish. You're gonna lose at least 10 pounds this month, man. Just come back and give me a shout once you do. Frederick is 5'5" ish, 165. All right, Frederick, I need your age, height, and your weight to go with it. What do you think slash suggest for women 41 to help lose weight? Same thing I'm kind of showing everybody. It's about calories in, calories out. So just because you over 40 as a woman don't mean like your body is inherently unable to lose fat. It just means that things are a little different than they used to be. You just got to reach a calorie deficit. You got to burn more calories than you consume. What we're doing today, guys, just so y'all know, I'm taking you guys' numbers to find a number called your BMR. That's your basal metabolic rate. So for the young lady that asks, you find out what your basal metabolic rate is for your age, height, weight, and then you just subtract calories from that, and that puts you in a deficit. You hit those calories every day for a week, you should lose some weight, right? Uh, Bimmy says, I love your videos. Thank you for your content. Hey, thank you for your support, Bimmy. Appreciate you. All right, somebody just dropped their stats. Chris, you're cooked. Okay, Chris 99.25. All right, 285. Chris, you big as hell. All right, I gotta help Chris out, man, because Chris is out here big as hell at 25, man. We gotta get that shit together. 5'11. Okay. There's a lot of urgency in what my man's Chris is exemplifying here, because he know he big as hell, and we gotta help this brother out. So 25, 285, 5'11. Yeah, you 2,300 calories is your BMR, right? So we can go a little aggressive with you, saying because you almost 300 pounds. I would say like we could put you at a good like 20, 2,100. Like that would be a good place to start, right? Just go 2,100 calories. Put you at 210 grams of protein, 150 grams of carbs, 70 grams of fat, Chris. You do that every day, you're gonna lose all kinds of fat, brother. Just make sure you at least get a gallon to a gallon and a half of water. Bimmy wants her stats. What up, Bimmy? Bimmy is 42. 42. It's a lady. 197. Now Bimmy's on the cusp of being big as hell. So we gotta we gotta help Bimmy out. You really close to 200. Ain't no woman supposed to be up there. We're about to help you come back down. So for the ladies, it's the same. Ladies just have a lower BMR because you guys are smaller than men. So your BMR is 1550, Bimmy. That means your body burns 1,550 calories on its own. And then at 30 calories, 45 grams of fat. You do that every day, at least get you a gallon of water in. You're gonna be a whole new Bimmy in like the next 2 to 3 months. Just stay locked in on those macros. All right, Frederick, 29.55, 165. Okay. So Frederick, I guess you want to lose some fat. You 165, so you must be skinny fat. So here's what I got to tell you first, Frederick. If you are 5'5" and 165 and you're still looking to lose weight, that means you are skinny fat, which means you're doing way too much fucking cardio. Okay, get your ass off the cardio machines and start lifting some weights. That's the only way this is going to work. These stats that I'm gonna give you, right? Get your ass off the cardio machines and start lifting some weights. Okay. Now, since you are skinny fat, your BMR is about 1,500. We put you at 1,300. That'll put you in the deficit. You do 130 grams of protein, 95 grams of carbs, 45 grams of fat a day, Frederick. You're gonna get lean, but you have to lift weights, because if you don't lift weights, you're not gonna have the appetite to get that whole 130 grams of protein. And your body's not really going to know where to put that protein, because you're sending a signal for it to adapt for endurance, right? All that fucking running that you're doing, man. Bit of muscle, barely cardio. Oh shit! Well. I didn't see that coming at all, man. So with these stats, you are pretty lean already. Then okay, so you should be able to get there. Okay, all right, cool. So you should be able to get there rather quickly then if you already pretty lean. You should be able to get rid of whatever fat you want to get through. Just stay aggressive on that and make sure you're hitting your water goal every day. All right. Uh got time for one more before I go. Guys, if you like this segment, if this has been helpful information, just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Rob, for real, I was 400, started intermittent fasting 16:8, intake 2,500 calories every day. Is that a good stat? I think that's too many calories for you, bro. I think that's too many calories for you, bro, personally. If you give me the rest of your stats, I can do your macros before I hop off. Donnie just did it the right way. I need your age, height, and weight, and I'll be able to give you stats. All right, Donnie. So Donnie is 50 years old, 6'1". Okay, 6'1", and 193. You want to lose some weight, man? Okay. So really, from get your macros on point. So your BMR is 1600. So I say you can come down to, if you're running that much, you can come down to 1500 and you'll still get this 10 pounds off. 150 grams of protein a day at 110 grams of carbs, 50 grams of fat, 1500 calories. I mean, you'll have that 10 pounds off before Thanksgiving, bro. If you running that much, you're just eating too fucking much, you know? Yeah, yeah. I knew that before you told me. Tyresa Barbe says hello. Greetings. Yeah, my man's Rob for real is 30 years of age. Donnie says thank you beyond words. Hey man, no problem, bro. You should be able to knock that 10 pounds out. And then after that, I would say go on a reverse diet, man. So you can start eating more food, but not putting on a bunch of fat. All right, Rob, 370. Damn, Rob, we gotta help this brother out, man. Rob, you out here big, man. You out here big as hell, bro. 5'9". Um, and then okay. So your BMR is 20. So your BMR is 2,600 calories. I would say, I mean, you can drop 200 to 500 calories below that with your size and still be okay. I put you, if I were coaching you, at a good 2,100, bro. Like 2,100 calories. That'll put you at 210 protein, 150 carb, 70 grams of fat. You do that every day, man, you're gonna lose all kinds of fat. Um, Brenda Clark says, "Is the liquid diet good?" Fuck no. That's some dumb shit. Why would you want to give up solid foods to lose weight when you don't have to? All right, guys. If you want me to go live again tomorrow, type live in the comments, and I will make that happen, man. I'll talk to the team about my schedule and make it happen. All right, cool. All right, so we'll make it happen. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Glad this stuff was helpful. And until next time, y'all, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.